Came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it. Many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get
all right, super stock round number 2 here. Shadyside Dragway, Hoosier Race Tire, sponsoring our super stock division. And there you see James Beard doing a burnout on that specially prepared tire right there by Hoosier for the Southeast Gassers.
And that is, as you said, David, special from Hoosier Race Tire Band, and how they come on board and gave us parity, and not only that, but a heck of a good tire with James Beard planting that rascal and pulling away from Tyler York.
Yeah, that's a little stumble by York on the line
just
right
never
there.
looked so better than in super stock contention.
It's about time something fit me right, ain't it, Mitch?
Well, you are kind of big guy, you know, and as you said, something fits you right. I think Superstock fits you like a glove, James.
Well, yeah, you know, a big car like this, big guy like me, it's easier on a big fella. You know, you're in and out, and just you got more room, and maybe we're gonna do good here before it's over with.
Shoot, you got room for the family in this one.
Yeah, bring them on.
Speaking of the family, Rick, there's Rick Varner. He's got a whole family worth of cars at these 63 Biscaynes. And there he is in his. He's going to be going against Johnny Royals out of Griffin, Georgia in the breeze. And that 63 Biscayne of his just plants down, and that big Chevy horsepower takes over.
That it does. Not enough breeze in the world to make up that difference.
About
for
run
Johnny
for you,
Royals.
Mark Hackett. Round 2 of Superstock. You are current points leader with 4-round cushion, going with 2 races left. Mark, this is shaping up to be your year, even with all the trouble you've had.
It is. We just keep racing, Mitch. I mean, you know, there's a lot of racing left to go, like you just said, and we're just going to show up and show up to win every race. That's the only way I know to do it, you know, and just however it plays out, it plays out.
If you do that, nobody can pass you, and we'll get to talk to you as the world champion at the awards banquet this year.
That sounds nice. I like that, Mitch.
Mark Hackett there giving us a word on that singular bye run he had, David. Chris Austin pulling up another one of those Rick Varner dirt family cars, or dirt boys, dirt guys, whatever they call themselves.
Yeah, Austin calls himself the Dirt Boys.
One
they
problem
work
is
for the
that old
Dirt
Nasty
Man.
Mercury. I understood he's number 1 qualified.
Yeah, and I think I got him next round, so we're going to see what we can do.
You better do a lot.
All right, C-Gas round number 2 right here, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Putting some Napa know-how into that crazy horse as you see that Smoky Dig coming out of the water box right there for that 55 Chevy. Aiken, South Carolina.
Larry Noel surrounded by women in his life. Wife Sandy out front, daughter Elizabeth behind. You know, with the good-looking girls that he's got hanging around him, Larry ought to be winning just all the time. In fact, I guess he wins every day.
That's a good point. Going to take on Bill Wilson right here out of Gaffney, South Carolina, at 49 Studebaker. The troublemaker, and is under new management with Billy Wilson. Billy Wilson leaving a little bit early, or Larry Noel was late. I don't know.
Well, Larry kind of flickered the light there, which I think caused Bill to leave early, but that's irrelevant. Both
Larry
of them
Noel,
left
brother, you
before
know
the
what just
tree
happened
activated.
there is a
Larry
bit of a
just
drag
done
racing
it
anomaly
last.
in that both drivers leaving before the light came on. Fact is, Bill left before you did, meaning that he red light worse, if you want to call it that. Right. That handing the win over to you, Larry. Right. Buddy, that's round 2 out of the way. There's only, in SEGA, 2 more to go.
Right. And I saw him go, and I went. And then I thought about it. I said, damn, they didn't even turn the tree on. But it was over with by then. I just ran it through, you know. So.
Well, unfortunately, you don't know where you're at, nor do you have anything to go with lane choice on. But, hey, we've won in worse situation.
All right, thanks, buddy.
There is Cynthia Phillips in round number 2 in the Flower Power. Going to be over here in the right-hand lane, a lane that she is very comfortable in. Taking on Tim Hall out of Abbeville, South Carolina in the Scalded Dog 1967 Rambler with that little 301 cubic inch motor under the hood.
She better be comfortable, David, with a competitor like Tim Hall in the other lane. This could be quite a showdown. There should only be inches between them at the finish line. Cynthia leaving. Oh, Cynthia going red and going right. Look at the trash and stuff flying up. Let's take another replay of that here in just a minute,
David. About to go for a ride. That thing looked like it's trying to take out the right-hand guardrail. But for you were just locked up and gone.
I think that might have been the best run all day, but I can't read it. My old eyes. I don't have my reading glasses, so.
Have to wait and get back to the trailer and let your mother or let your children read the time slip for you. That's what I would have to do.
My wife's up there. She can read it probably.
All right, and there's the stud muffin, the car that won that SEGA championship last year, driven by Leslie Horn, and Larry Floyd been piloted this year. He's over in the left lane. George Miller driving the Hoopty wagon this weekend by Jimmy Huff's, going to be in the right lane.
Battle of the wagons, and George Miller is down for the count here. He is certainly at a disadvantage, but let's see, they are together, David.
Good-looking drag race right here as you see the fans get up on
Larry Floyd, that would look to be a pretty close run from my viewpoint down here. I don't know what went wrong, but I know it sounded good. 2 wagons, Ford, Chevrolet, both turning some serious RPM.
Turning some serious RPMs. Yeah, I think the driver on this side over here slipped a little bit on the line, but hey, it is what it is. It's a win. I hate it for George. I know George running for the points, but we're trying to get the W.
George got a pretty good cushion. Now he'll be okay. If he can make a couple of rounds at the next race, it's over.
He does. That's good.
There's the man trying to chase down Miller right now is the Youngbloods. Josh Pruitt in that 63 Ford Fairlane out of Inman, South Carolina. There you see his aunt, Debbie Ison, bringing him up to the beams as she always does to get him ready to go in this second round matchup.
You know, this Youngblood team is the epitome of the family affair, David. It's fathers, mothers, brothers, cousins, uncles. You know, it is quite an effort. And boy, Ernie is down, going left, but Josh straight down the avenue.
Yeah, that was a violent turn for Ernie Smith right there. That right lane's pushing some people in some different directions.
Ernie Smith, brother, this just may be your day when you put a guy like Josh Pruitt on the trail.
I tell you what, Mitch, I just beat a really good race car in a round I shouldn't have. This thing made a hard left move. I about hit the Christmas tree. I straightened it out, was chasing him, and I don't know what happened. But my hat's off. That's a darn good race car and a darn good race driver I just beat. But
what happened is he lost. You won.
I won. That's all. At the end of the day, they just asked. They don't ask how you did. They just asked, did you?
Josh Pruitt missing a gear there, David, is what happened on that one. Couldn't get it in, and Ernie having enough to sneak around him on the top end.
Here comes Ted McKee versus Seth Buff again. Buff making second round by virtue of that red light. Let's see if Ted McKee can make it a little bit harder on Buff to get to the third round. Fulton competition underneath the hood right there for Ted McKee out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
I do believe this will be the end of Zach Buff's day right here, David.
But a smile on his face as he's campaigning that brand new car that he just bought, like I said, this week before they're bringing it out here to Shadyside.
Broke my shifter and I pulled that thing plumb off there. That thing flew in pieces in second gear.
Ted, brother, you know, it's always good when blood comes about. I understand the shifter lever come broke or something, TN will come off. Yes. Bloody fingers means that something is going to go good.
Yes, sir. I pulled second gear and that thing split in half. I don't know where it went. It's in here somewhere.
Throw it in the back and grab another.
Grab another, brother. That's it.
Good job, brother. I think we might get to talk to you again.
Yes, sir. I hope so. Looking forward to it. See you.
All right, moving on into B Gas, round number 2, brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment. There's Wayne Swafford out of Fingerville, South Carolina. He's going to be on a competition single here. Folks, let's just sit back and Mitch. Let's listen to a professionally tuned and driven Gene Fulton small block get down this racetrack.
Sweet music, David.
I'm going to say
Lancaster.
that I bet there's a couple of guys up there, primarily T.J. York, saying, why does he have to get by runs or competition singles?
A very good possibility, Mitch. Two good cars, and hey, I've had some good help. Good chassis guys, good engine builders, you know.
So all of those things combined should yield a win and maybe even a championship. We'll see what happens in round number, 3 now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Ray Fossil right here going to be taking on, looks like that is going to be Mike Blackwell over there in the left-hand side. So Ray Fossil in the right, and that Barracuda out of Dandridge, Tennessee, the Bustin' Loose. Speed and culture you see there on the back quarter panel of his car, and Mike Blackwell there with the Par Race engines under the hood of the Smoking Sam in the left lane.
Chevrolet against Chrysler, age-old competition in the days of lore, David, with the Chevrolet
Mike Blackwell, my friend, you and Smoking Sam have just had quite the reunion. You getting back in this hot rod, putting old Ray Fassel, apparently he didn't bust loose quite enough.
yeah. Ray's a good guy. I'm just glad I won. I don't know what to say.
Well, what you say is you're going to go get ready to win another round here in a little bit.
I ain't gonna say too much, but yes.
All right, there's Zach Hall going to take on Michael Walters in the next matchup, the Junkyard Dog and Papa's Wild Willis.
Double stage right there. That is tough on a drag racer, David. Let me tell you. And yes, Zach taking advantage of it. When that car comes in, when they come in together, watch right here how when they stage at the exact same time, they come on, that challenges both drivers because it takes just that second to realize that your opponent is in fact staged, and by that time the light is on and you're usually late.
All right, there is Todd Napier, the Atomic Hillbilly, going to be taking on the Shakin' Bacon of Troy Leitner. Leitner in that 51 Henry J, and Napier over there in that little Chevy 2 out of Oliver Springs, Tennessee.
That again, old Ric Flair of the Southeast Gassers Association is Todd Napier. You know, buddy, you just don't know what's going to happen here. Both of these guys are capable. Troy Leitner has been in the latter rounds of late. So, standing here based on most recent activity, I'm going with Troy.
Troy making a move to the left, having to correct it.
And Todd's doing wheel stands all the way, David.
What a race that is right there.
Look at that thing. Wow, Buck and Rocco, man. Look at the crowd come to their feet.
Yep,
Everybody, I'm dancing in here right now. I'm loving this. I'm getting it straightened out a little bit. I tell you, this track hooks so well that you can have your car going straight every place else, and you come here and it'll want to hook on you a little bit.
The more traction you got, the more stress it puts on that suspension, brother. A good racetrack and a whole lot of horsepower will find all the weak spots. Good job, son. We'll look for you in round 3.
All right, there's Daniel Haynes out of Holly Springs, South Carolina, in that beautiful Patriot Falcon. He'll be over here in the left-hand side. He's going to take on Tim Bailey in that 55 Chevy, the Alley Cat 2. Tim Bailey is our 2019 World Champion, B-Gas.
That he is. Not been able to run the full tour this year, David. Family commitments, and for that, Daniel Haynes has got a challenge on his hands right now. Let's see how it unfolds. I do believe Tim is going to take advantage of that.
The last 2 or maybe even 3 rounds in B-Gas is going to get very interesting.
It's going to get tough. T-U-F-F, tough. I mean, B's always had a lot of really, really good cars, but a lot of folks have stepped their game up this year, and it's tough.
Speaking of stepping his game up, here he is in round number 2. That's going to be Kelvin Cannon in the loose cannon. This might be one of the deepest runs he's made. He's at least looking to get to round number 3 right here in that beautiful 48 Thames panel van.
Yes, that is true, David. When him and Rocky Platt teamed up together on this deal, you know, they brought in a little money, a little horsepower, trying to find it. But now there we go with Jerry Birch. Buddy gucked and gone.
Yeah, that Freebird's just too much up in this matchup right here. As you see the purple haze continuing to reign here at Shadyside. There's T.J. York doing one of his classic smoky digs as he's going to take on the dirt man, Rick Varner. Savannah Varner out there in front helping her dad get that car backed up from Kannapolis, North Carolina. Staley Race Engines under the hood for them. T.J. York, the man that has just had a stranglehold on this B-Gas this year, been very consistent, and he is over in the left lane as the points leader.
David, as we talked to TJ earlier before this race got underway, talking about the fact that he is here. There's 2 races left. This one in Hope, Florida. His intention is to win them both and not only secure the championship, but to put salt in the wounds of his competitors. Let's see if he can get past the purple power of the dirt man, Rick Varner. Rick going red, feeling the pressure.
Well, he had to go thin on him right there and just rolled out too soon. And Rick Varner taking his shot at T.J. York, and there you're going to see coming up, you're going to see the big red eye catch him.
Boom! There Rick was rolling, if you caught that, just barely rolling, and that car
these guys, sometimes they realize they've only got one opportunity, and that is to take every gamble they can on the starting line. This time for Rick, did not pay off. Red.
Yeah, Rick, man, he's a hell of a guy. You know, my son's driving for him right now, and he's just, if it wasn't for his boys, I wouldn't get here with my broken trailer. He fixed the hitch on my trailer for me to get me here, and he's deadly on the tree. So when you run Rick, you got to be on. It doesn't matter. You got to be on the game.
Well, being fast is only part of the package. You got to be on yours for sure.
You got to be able to drive, and I mess that up every once in a while.
It's not showing in the points. We'll see what happens by the time we get to Florida.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you.
All right, now we move up to the A-gas category, the kings of the sport in Southeast Gassers. There you see the chick magnet of Leslie Horn, that 55 Chevy. He's going to be over there in the left side as he checks everything, getting ready to go down the racetrack.
Check out the metal flake on that helmet there, David. Is that not retrospective of the 60s, man? Cool on a buy run. Here we go.
And I guarantee you, he's got it buried. It don't matter if it's a buy run or not. Leslie Horn is going to put the crowd on its feet. Next pair up, that's going to be the Southern Flyer of Gabriel Burrell, Columbus, North Carolina. He's going to be running Steve Davis. Big points implications right here.
This is massive. You cannot, as a viewer, if you've not kind of been with us all year, you cannot imagine the pressure that Gabriel Burrell and Steve Davis is feeling.
No necessary strategies, not going to play no game, no kind of staging or qualifying games, nothing like that to try to take Kenneth or Steve Spinney out early. Is run your race, win the races, do everything you can to win the races, and let them fall to the wayside where they will if they do.
That's my plan, at least this race for sure. Next race, if we're still there, we might play some games next race, but I think this race we're just going to see what we can do.
You've had two wins in a row. You was almost 3 in a row. All we can do is just try and, again, catch up with the psychological aspect of what's going on. 2 races left. You know, you're 3. You might as well call it 4 rounds out because you got to beat him by a round. 3 rounds out. I stand corrected. So they're good. You know, 3 rounds is all it takes. Could be secure your first championship. So all we can do at this point is sit back and wait and say congratulations. We'll see you at the end of the day and see what happens.
Hope to talk to you in the winter.
There again, David, talking about the psychological pressure of this thing. He has to take out Steve Davis right now. Has to. No ifs, ands, buts about it. In order to have a chance at this championship, Gabriel Burrell must be victorious on this path.
Good lead by both drivers right there, going straight down the racetrack.
Not so much. You see that car drifting to the center, but Gabriel still yanking a lever. The crowd getting into it. There is the family. There they are, walking away, knowing they're victorious. Let's see
Steve
what
Davis,
he has
my
to say.
friend, that is not what you wanted with the number 3 man in the points nipping at your heels, but that was a genuinely good drag race.
Yeah, we give it all we had, and that's all you can ask for. So good job by him, and heck, we had a good job too. We just got beat.
It happens sometimes. Listen, it's not over yet. We got one more race in Florida. You can make up the difference there and hold on to that championship. Thank you, Steve. We'll see you in Florida.
Thank you, Mitch.
David, we wasn't able to get a comment with Gabriel there. He was in a rush to get back to the pit area, but you heard the words of Steve Davis feeling the pressure. So for Steve, it is not over yet, as if it would have been if Gabriel had went down. So this is going to go to Florida, no matter how you slice it.
No matter, and you can see the disappointment in his face, but he kept his stiff upper lip right there. And here's our 2019 champ over there, the other man that's in this 3-headed race for A-Gas championship, and that's Kenneth Phillips, and he's got no slouch in the other lane, and that is Todd Blackwood with that big block car horsepower under the hood in that 66 Nova.
I think this might be referred to as a 3-headed monster, David. I'm telling you. These are just epic battles. As a pure drag race purist, if you're not enjoying this, you need to go find another hobby or another sport, whatever, because this is drag racing at its purest.
Good lead by both cars right there as they streak away. Kenneth Phillips takes the win right here at Shadyside Dragway in round number 2.
Todd Blackwell, brother, that didn't go the way you wanted it, but what an opponent in Kenneth Phillips.
Yes, sir. I knew I had to give it my best run of the night, and to take him out, he had a better time. I mean, he chose the left lane. That was the lane I was wanting, but that's the way it goes.
That's why they call it drag racing, buddy. Sometimes you drag them here and you drag them home without a win.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, man.
Again, David, these guys having to get back, to the pits. We was running this race fast, as you can see, getting late, so I wasn't getting a chance to talk to some of these winners.
A couple of good friends on the line right here. Dean Jonas, Mount Holly, North Carolina, fabricator for TM Race Cars in Spartanburg. He's going to be taking on Ben Christopher out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina, in a couple of beautiful Chevy 2s here on the line. The Agent Orange versus the Happy Days. Both those guys creeping into the line right here. Far horsepower underneath the hood for Ben Christopher. Good lead by both cars. Wheels up in the air. Who's it going to be at the top end? You can see the crowd jumping with excitement.
And as you get into the more latter rounds, at that point it just becomes whoever's got the best game for the day.
That is true. He's one of my best friends, and hopefully he can move on to the next round.
Round 3 Super Stock headed at you right now, but Hoosier Racing tires, those 7-inch Hoosier race tires on the back of these big, heavy race cars. And there you see James Beard out of Ripley, Tennessee in that 63 best gain. He's going to be in the right-hand lane, and looks like he's going to be taking on the Dirt Man, Rick Varner, in another 63 best gain over in the left lane out of Kannapolis, North Carolina.
What I liked most about that shot was that 4-speed gear stick. He was finding first gear, David. That's what the Southeast Gas is all about. Manual shift, and this time Rick Varner gets the job done.
You have been in the class of Superstock a few times over the course of this year.
We're working on it. It's just a struggle. Them 7-inch tires.
It's a drag race. It's always going to be a struggle. It don't matter if they're 7 or 70.
Right. It's tough. It's tough. And Mark Hackett's one tough one to beat.
Well, you know, you and I have talked about T.J. York. Doesn't seem like he's ever going to get tired of winning. That may be playing true with Mark Hackett. And, yes, I think he's got his eye on the ultimate prize, the 2020 championship.
I think he's going to get that. Yeah, I think he'll get it. Good for him. I'm proud of him.
And there's Chris Austin in the other disc game owned by Rick Varner. He'll be over in the right-hand lane. There you see Elizabeth Noel going to be backing him up, and he's going to be taking on the man who's leading the points right now. That is Mark Hackett out of Lebanon, Tennessee, in that beautiful Mercury Poison 1965 Mercury Comet Caliente.
You know, Rick Varner, basically the car owner of Chris Austin over there, just talking about Mark Hackett here and the championship that he's got going. And yes, buddy, I do believe that Mark Hackett is going to be victorious, especially with Chris Austin. Something, steam, water coming out. There it comes out from under the hood. That's going to put Mark Hackett on a competition single, David.
Yep, that's unfortunate.
Mark Hackett, that's just one more round of points on that championship bid that you have posted for 2020. Apparently that one turning into a competition single due to him, Chris, being unable to take the starting line.
Yeah, Mitch, I hate that for him. I mean, he's come a long way today, and we wanted to race him and make a good race out of it for the fans, but he had some kind of little mechanical issue there, so I'm not sure what that is, but we're glad to move on.
Be truthful, you just wanted to kick on another Chevrolet.
I don't hate it.
What a great comment right there from Mark Hackett as we move into C-Gas. Napa Know-How bringing you C-Gas round number 3. And there's the man been soloing under a lucky star today. That is Ernie Smith. Aces, high tattoos, and wings, etc. on the side there. And Ernie Smith going to get a competition single right here in round number 3.
That he was. Ernie Smith should buy a lottery ticket. I'm telling you. He has had fortune and maybe even fate on his side today, David. Now, here we go. A solid drag race. The Crazy Horse up against the big wagon, Chevy 2 wagon in the other lane. Larry Floyd against Larry Noel.
The battle of the Larrys right here. The Stud Muffin and the Crazy Horse. Larry Noel out of Aiken. Got that Crazy Horse 55 Chevy. There you see In God We Trust on the back of it, just like all of us with the Southeast Gasser. And the big red eye looks like it has caught Larry Noel as he leaves early, giving the win over to
that
Larry.
Car was creeping in the lights. I can see it plain as day, buddy. That'll get them in a hurry.
And Tim Hall right behind him in that 67 Rambler out of Abbeville. He's going to be coming up on the left-hand side. There you see Riley Welch bringing him into the beam. Stevens Auto Service right there on the side for the Scalded Dog. Tim's going to be running Ted McKee right here. There you see some of our fans getting up close and personal on the line right there, and hearing those guys drop the clutch.
Cool shots from behind. You can see the height of these wheel stands, and you can see Tim Hall put another win in the books.
All right, and we'll move right on into B-Gas, brought to you again by Summit Race Equipment. There is the Smoking Sam of Mike Blackwell, going to be in the right-hand lane right now. Love this race car. It just leads so pretty and easy every time, it seems like. You know, Mike just sitting behind the wheel, taking a competition single right here. Next one up is going to be that 51 Henry J, the Shakin' Bacon of Troy Leitner, taking on Zach Hall, driving the Junkyard Dog owned by Danny Bird.
David, I don't know whose day is going to end right here, but I got to hats off to Zach Hall. Jumped in that race car at this racetrack, no previous experience in this car, and buddy, he has taken it to the third round and in a very convincing fashion.
Oh, looks like he just rolled the beams right there, did Zach Hall. You know, Mitch, I couldn't echo that anymore. He's hard to get comfortable in a race car, and there you might have saw some of that coming through with that red light by Zach Hall. There's Tim Bailey in that 55 Corvette. His son Jared right there holding on to the back of it, keeping him straight a little bit while he gets his burnout done in the Alley Cat 2. And he's got his hands full right here with Leroy, driven by Wayne Swafford out of Springerville, South Carolina.
David,
in the left lane.
You know, Jared used to race with us and got one of them old pesky jobs got his way. You know,
Yeah.
He went in business for himself, some kind of trucking delivery company, had to go to work. What a shame. But anyway, old Dad, Tim Bailey, the Alley Cat, ready to do battle with number 2 in the points, Wayne Swafford and Leroy, as you said. Let's see what happens.
A lot of Fulton horsepower over there in the left lane. Todd Fox Performance Engines in the right for Tim Bailey. And it looks like Fulton Power wins in this matchup. There is the Roebuck brothers, Jerry and Joey Birch, going to be here in the Freebird on the left-hand side, and T.J. York in the Greenhorn Hillbilly on the...
David, this battle started in Kentucky this year, the first race of the season. T.J. York said he built an engine specifically to outrun those guys right there. They went to the finals in Lexington, wherever it was, London, Kentucky, and T.J. won that race, and it has been a battle ever since, with Jerry yet to beat him and going red, trying to do so here.
Yeah, unfortunately, turns on the red light again. I think that makes 2 or 3 times for him this year against T.J. York. As we move into A-Gas, and there you see Kenneth Phillips in that 58 Corvette, the Silver Streak 2, going to be taking on the Chick Magnet of Leslie Horn. Both these cars got Gene Fulton horsepower underneath, one a big block, one a small block, and that small block resides in that Corvette.
David, you know, again, 2 cars, good drivers, well-funded, the best of everything. This is one of them situations right here to where, truthfully, driver's going to win this race because these 2 cars are so closely paired. And, buddy, does that put pressure on the man in the seat? Because he knows it all shows on him. Clean launch both cars. How is this going down? Oh, the Corvette got an advantage.
Just ever so slight of an advantage, but what a drag
We're here
race.
with the semi-final winning Kenneth Phillips. Kenneth, that has put you equal in the points. You're the defending A-Gas champion from last year. Spinning one out first round, so you got to be a happy man.
I am happy, and I want to take it all the way to the end.
Now, when you say take to the end, we got one more round to go. You'll be looking over my shoulder to see who that's going to be.
Yeah, I know. That's who I was wondering. Who's it going to be? I'm thinking probably Gabe, but I ain't sure.
All right, and the car's been running well. You've been cutting some decent lights. Tell us a little bit about your night so far.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Everything's working out good today, and a lot of times you don't have that, but everything seems to be working good. So.
All right, well, good luck in the final, and we may see you as the points leader.
All right, thank you.
David, as you know, that was Brett Orr, the Australian voice, working with Speed Sport on this particular race, which will be broadcast in 2021, I think in the month of April. This will be a broadcast on Speed Sport.
All right, and Dean Jonah is going to be in the right-hand lane right here in the Agent Orange out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. As we said earlier, another North Carolinian going to be in that other side. Southern Flyer Gabriel Burrell out of Columbus, North Carolina. Going to be there with a John Causey big block underneath the hood for him. Big block Chevy under there for Dean Jonas. Good look inside the cockpit of the Agent Orange car. Just a beautifully prepared race car, as you would expect nothing less out of Dean Jonas.
That is the perfection of car fabrication. Let me tell you, David, if you want to see how a car could have been built in the 60s by the hands of a professional, look at Dean Jonas. However, that don't do nothing with Gabriel Burrell and John Causey horsepower.
Gabriel, another semi-final win, and that's going to put you into the final against the current points leader and last year's defending champion, Kenneth Phillips.
Yeah, that was a terrible run, but I'll take them any way they come. I need to go ahead and knock Kenneth out because I'm one round behind him, so if I can knock him out, we'll be tied up on points going into Holt. So I plan to see if I can put him on the trailer right here and get this thing to A to B quicker.
So there's a lot more on the table on this final round than just tonight's trophy.
Absolutely, yeah, this is big on the points championship. This is probably going to determine a lot of it right here, so we got our chance. We'll see what we can do.
Good luck in the next round, sir.
Thank you.
It's a tough loss. I understand you had something go wrong with the shifter in this thing. I believe you had him on the tree. He was there for the taking, but it didn't pan out.
I didn't really have him on the tree, but he was slow early. He had a tire spin or something, and I was in front. I pulled second gear, my shifter handle spun, and my hand flew off the shifter. It didn't go in.
Oh, man. All right, B-Gas. So many competitors in our B-Gas category. We call this our balance round so we can get everybody to our finals at one stage for our fans right out here. And that is TJ York. He's going to take on the Shake and Bacon of Troy Leitner. Going to be one of the biggest matchups Leitner's had in a long time.
That it is, David. You know another thing? Look at this late night crowd still hanging out at Shadyside Dragway, North Carolina, to see what comes down in this drag race. Now, I'm going to tell you, in my years, buddy, the crowd, how late they stay, that tells you how much they're enjoying it. And what can you say about this one? They are definitely enjoying it.
And we had a record crowd come in here for Shadyside for this event today. Both cars staged up, ready to go. A little bit late on letting that clutch out was Troy Leitner, and he's got to play catch-up, and that's going to be awfully hard to do with that guy that's leading at points.
TJ York, semi-final winner in B-Gas. TJ, that's just extended your lead, but they're still chasing you coming down the racetrack right now.
Yes, sir. We got Wayne Swafford that's getting ready to run right here, and it depends. It could be me and Wayne in the final right here. So it's going to be a battle. You know, I got a 10-point lead on Wayne. Wayne's tougher than heck, and it looks like he just took out one, so it looks like it's going to be me and Wayne battling it out here in the final.
All right, so we are going to see you maybe taking a good points lead into Florida, or it's going to be a very tight end-of-season race.
Could be a 15-point or could be a 5-point. We'll see how it works out here.
All right, good luck in the final.
Thank you, sir.
And David, that could be 1 round or 3 rounds. For those that don't know, the Southeast Gassers Association pays a dividend of 5 points per round. So anyway, there we go. Wayne Swafford, the man that he was just talking about. And yeah, he let the cat out of the bag there. Wayne Swafford taking this win. But nonetheless, it's enjoyable to sit back and watch it and talk to him about this thing. Or you and I talk back and forth about what's going on. And in this case right here, you know, Mr. Smokin' Sam, he has got a challenge. As we both know, there's daughter-in-law standing out front, pulling in the groove. This should be a good drag race, even though we know what the outcome is going to be.
Looks like Mike stumbles a little bit on the line, but a couple of good-looking race cars, and let's listen to him get down the racetrack.
Watch this, David. Not everything is as it seems. Wayne Swafford did not win that round, as you could see, because he left before the tree was activated. So there again, that's happened twice in this race. So, in fact, Wayne Swafford did not win as TJ York had thought he did, because TJ only seen him coming through first.
Well, and we're going to move right on in competition right here and get to our super stock. This is going to be the dirt man, Rick Varner, and Mark Hackett right here in that Mercury Poison in the right lane. Good matchup right here. 2 really good cars. As you heard Varner say earlier, the 7-inch tire is the equalizer here. That tire that is specially made for the Southeast Gassers super stock category.
They both have the same advantage or disadvantage, David, because everybody, as you said, runs that tire. Who is best with it today? Let's just find out. It's only a few seconds away. Rick Varner's car skipping, missing. I don't know what's happening there. Mark Hackett could have been down for
Mark
the count.
Hackett, 2020 has been a monumental year for you. You come off of a second place in the points 2019, even though it was basically a tie with Robert Peffley. You have basically dominated 2020, even with some of the issues you've had with car breakage, those type things, different engine combinations. But I think if the math agrees with all and the stars line up, if you show up in Florida, the 2020 Superstock Championship has been cinched by none other than Mark Hackett.
That sounds great, Mitch. We're gonna keep working until we get there, and that actually happens, and that's official. But we couldn't be happier. You mentioned last year. I think last year we came so close. We kind of learned how to run for a championship, and this year, with everything that's happened with engine problems, everything in the world, tough racers like Rick Varner and everybody else, every week just beating on us, we couldn't be happier. I mean, it's fantastic.
It has been a challenge for the year. I gotta tell you, I've enjoyed sitting back and watching it. I make no bones, Superstock is of my favorite classes out here. Mark, good man, good job. Congratulations. We'll see you in Florida, and we'll cement it there.
Thank you, Mitch. Looking forward to it.
All right, the SEGA Finals coming up next right here. Brought to you by Napa, America's Auto Parts Warehouse. There you see Ted Chavria winding them up for one of the final times, as Ted is going to retire from the Southeast Gassers, and Mitch couldn't be anywhere without him in this Southeast Gassers. He's been here from day one.
That he has, David. Ted's been with me for 20 years. He's been with the Southeast Gassers now for roughly 10, 11 years. And as you just said, you took the word right out of my mouth. He is a man of concrete values. He stands there. He wavers on nothing. I can assure you his fairness would never be questioned. And the thing of it is, Ted has reached a point in his life where it's time to reevaluate a few things. Hats off to him. I wish him the best. He still lives nearby. He's not going anywhere. He's just not going to be following the races like he always has. Going to spend a little time at home with family.
Well, speaking of two great competitors we got on the line, Tim Hall going to be in the left side, Larry Floyd in the left, the Stud Muffin and the Scalded Dog, as they get ready to get it on here at Shadyside for the finals in SEGA.
Larry Floyd taking his time, buddy. He better be on kill. Oh, Tim Hall leaving first. Where is this one going to go down at, David?
Big Fulton horsepower trying to come back on the big end. That's a great drag race right there. Winner goes to Tim Hall.
Winner here today, Shadyside Dragway in our C-Gas category, Mr. Tim Hall. Congratulations.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure God blessed me today because I got a lot of breaks when I needed them, and things just worked out, and we say it all the time, when it's your day, you can't mess it up. When it's not your day, you can't make it happen, So, oh yeah, Molly Motorsports has been helping me for a couple of years now. Mark Newton does all my machine work and helps me with the engine stuff. Barry Whitworth painted the car, did a great job. Tim Brown, roofing company, helps me out with, with little gas money here and there. Salvage on the front bumper. I'm on the front fender that he gives me money when he's able. Things have been tight with all this COVID junk and all, so he hasn't had a lot to help, but he's been there for me, and I appreciate it. So.
And can't forget about your brother and your dad, who are always stalwarts in all your racing.
Oh yeah, the whole family. Dad and Tony and. My wife and mom's here today, and that's great. I love it when we can finally, get one, and they're here to enjoy it with us. And I had a backup girl today. I never have had a backup girl, and I had Riley. She's going to come in here in a minute and get some pictures with us. So.
Yeah, Riley Welch, she helped you back up, and a good points day for you as we wrap up this thing. Get you on up in there in the points some by some of the guys having some misfortune and going out in first rounds.
All right, and we're going to roll right into B-Gas Finals. Summit Race Equipment bringing you this one. There's T.J. York and Ted Chavria again in his final round, winding them up. Chavria going to take a hiatus here and retire from the Southeast Gassers. T.J. York going to be in the left side as his point, looking to increase his point lead. And Mike Blackwell and the Smoking Sam going to be in the right side.
Again, David, Mike Blackwell being the benefactor of Wayne Swafford leaving early before the tree was activated on that last round before this one. But, buddy, does he have a monumental task in the other lane? T.J. York, as you just said, he has been the class act of B-Gas all year long. He took the points lead at race number 1. He has not relinquished it yet, although it ain't over. Mike Blackwell could be a major spoiler here if he can leave with TJ. I think that the performance of the two cars are pretty close, but TJ can be Headley on that ball. So let's just see what Mike Blackwell has in store.
Blackwell creeps in last in that par race engine under the hood for him. Maybe TJ's going in last. Man, can he stay with him? I don't think so. TJ York pulls it off. That 60-foot time going to go to TJ York. What it will be on the big end, let's see. TJ York taking the victory.
TJ York, it never gets tiring, I know, to win, putting it in victory circle right here. By my count, that is 5 on the year for you.
Yes, sir. It's been a good year. It's been a tough year. It's been a good year, but it's been a tough year. I mean, B-Gas has got some great competitors. It's an honor to stand up here, a real honor.
And every race, you got to go through 5 rounds of competition because you got 24-plus cars every time.
Yeah, and I mean, anybody can get you. I mean, you can make a mistake easy. I missed 4th gear at Aiken, got beat second. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, it's crazy out here. It's tough racing, real tough racing. No, sir. I mean, we leave, we go home. As soon as I get home, I unload it and I work on it. I don't leave. It gets worked on, and I change something for every race. I just try to get faster and faster every race. And I mean, I got great help. All the CPPR boys that help me, man, our little gang, they come and help, and I couldn't do it without them. My sponsorships, Jegs, can't do it without Steve Taylor, Watson Ruppel, the engines. I mean, Jack Slagle. I mean, it's been phenomenal. This year's just been a lot of work over the winter, but it's starting to pay off. Really is. Yeah, I think I need one more round, but it's a round at a time. If you start looking too far forward, it's gonna bite you in the butt. So we got to get loaded up for Bear, head out to Florida, and I'm gonna put her on kill and let's see what she can do.
That's the only way I think you know how to drive is to put it on kill. Even in your burnouts, you're winding that thing about 9,500.
Yeah, I'm bad about that. My engine builder, my old Gary Zimmerman, all of them. I tell them when I get it in a water box, it's 9 to 9,200, and that's just the way I drive it. That's just me.
Well, it is proven to be a very successful recipe for you. You're winning the points right now. Like you said, you only got a few more rounds to go. This has been a storybook year for you. Anybody else you want to thank or give a shout out to while we're here?
I mean, the good Lord above. I mean, I couldn't do it without, him blessing down on us, giving the thing to race. Like I said, Jack Slagle's been a big help this year. My lovely wife puts up with all of my crap. And my son's been doing a lot. He's learning. We got him in a car now. Rick Varner put him in a car. It's been a chore kind of working with him. I'm trying to stay back, not put pressure on him. I got to give him thanks for backing me up. My backup girl always, Elizabeth, does a good job. You know what I mean? She gives me crap all the time. She's talking the whole time I'm backing up at me and stuff. But I got my CP, like I said, my CPR boys. I just can't say enough. It's everybody, Quayne, the group, Randy, all the guys. I mean, the tech guys, all you guys. You tell the story buff. If it wasn't for SEGA, us drag racers wouldn't be nobody. You know what I mean? The SEGA's making us racers. So we just got to give back and do our part to make SEGA better.
Well, congratulations on a great 2020. Win number 5 right here at the Napa Showdown at Shadyside. TJ York, the Greenhorn Hillbilly.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right, we move right into A-Gas Finals right here, presented by Summit once again. There is the Southern Flyer, Gabriel Burrow. He'll be over in the right-hand side, and he's going to be facing the defending world champion, Kenneth Phillips, in that 58 Corvette in the left side.
David, as we sit here right now, Kenneth Phillips is leading the points in A-Gas with Gabriel Burrow. They're going to basically, be number 2 here, however this goes. Again, Gabriel Burrow has been faced today with an absolute control of his own destiny. A record crowd of people still here this late in the evening, to watch this unfold and watch it go down. But Gabriel Burrow, that cool old dry hopper, you cannot comprehend what these 2 guys are facing. Kenneth Phillips could be his opportunity at the first back-to-back champion in the Southeast Gassers Association. Could be Gabriel Burrow's first opportunity to be a world champion in the Southeast Gassers Association. So there's one race left to go in Florida, but the fact of it is, this race right here is yet to unfold. And what is going to happen between these 2 A-Gas gladiators, buddy? This is going to be a showdown.
It really is. The feeling is palpable right now. As you know, these guys have a lot on the line and a lot that they're racing for, and the stakes are high, as they say.
The ladies of choice, Elizabeth over there, Elizabeth Phillips for Kenneth. Here we got Katie Jackson pulling Gabriel into the bulbs. You know, Katie may well be Gabriel's good luck charm this year. She came on board this year, and man, she has brought a little bit of pizzazz and class to this show. This thing, I just can't wait. Let's just sit back and watch. Kenneth Phillips going red, David. I tell you what, you know, look at, there's David Burrell, Gabriel's dad, the whole crew, arms up. These guys are happy. That makes
Gabriel Burrell, what a storybook season this has turned out to be. You have faced insurmountable odds, yet you have came out with towards the end of the season with 3 wins, 4 final round appearances, and you are now tied for the championship. Did you ever believe that this season would be salvaged in such a monumental way?
When I pulled third gear, I thought it was lost already because I didn't see the wind light in my lane. I put in high gear. I looked up and I was like, oh, got excited there. He gave me one, but I'll take them any way I can get them. So I'd rather be lucky than good tonight. So
you better always take any way you can get them because sometimes they're hard fought for, as you know more than anybody. But again, congratulations on a season that has turned into one that, quite frankly, I did not see coming.
I didn't either, but I'm sure glad to be here.
David Lancaster, my friend, we have closed another one, which is the next to the last one for the 2020 season, and has it been a wild one? And I got to tell you, A-Gas is the story of the day as it closes out. Kenneth Phillips passing Steve Davis for the points lead, and lo and behold, Gabriel Burrell beating Kenneth Phillips in the final round and tying him for the points going into Florida. Florida is going to be one magical event.
And it really is, and I'm really on a high from it right now because the thing about it is we had so many races, winners or losers, that were really decided. I mean, they were true races. They wasn't no walkovers or anything like that, and really just shows the parity in the racing. Tim Hall, he qualified 7th, won SEGA. You know, so 1 through 10 could win in any class that we've got. But you're right, A-Gas is the king of our sport, and boy, what a show they put on here tonight. Gabriel Burrell really impressed a lot of people, and now he's up there with Kenneth Phillips taking the points lead into Florida. It's going to be great.
Well, that's 4 final round appearances for Gabriel Burrell with 3 wins. That's a pretty strong season. I said to him at the finish line down there after that final round win, did you ever believe that this storybook season would turn around the way it has and that you would have the best chance you've ever had in securing a gas championship?
Yeah, he is really starting to seize the moment. He's starting to believe in himself and believe in that car and know what it'll do. Because, I mean, a couple of times he sashayed in the middle. He didn't lift. You know, other guys are going to lift. He knew what that car was going to do. He knew how it was going to respond, and he kept his foot in it. And he's got his foot on the throat right now, and Kenneth Phillips is going to feel that come Florida.
Oh, I tell you, everybody's going to be, even in B-Gas, where it may not be quite so tight, but still yet, you know, it ain't over nowhere yet. Technically, so again, Florida is going to be just like one of the biggest events we've ever had. But back to Shadyside right here, record crowd today. Shadyside never fails, you know, to produce exciting runs, which it did, and an exciting crowd. Man, I tell you, Southeast Gas Association is on the rise.
They are on the rise, and I had people coming in telling me I'm parking way out here, so I can't wait to see the drone footage of what was gotten of how far out they had to park, because you know, that's just unheard of. We were already in here working, and people were still coming in by droves and droves.
I can tell you this, Cody and I went out doing some camera shots, and they were parking on the private property of the Buff family up there in their yards. That is the point. This place was an absolute packed house. Nothing other than the Southeast Gas Association could have generated that kind of interest. David, that again has just been a magical year, a magical event, and I tell you, it's time to pack it up, head out to Florida. You want to take us out with a prayer?
Be glad to, Mitch. I'll be honored to. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for all the great racing and the safety that you showed our drivers today. Then we please pray your hand of safety upon our fans as they leave here and hopefully come back to the event in Florida and the other races that they may attend. Lord, we thank you for sending them our way to make them our friends as well, Lord, and bring a part of this Southeast Gasser family. Lord, we know that parts of our family have many people that are sick and hurting right now. Lord, we pray that you put your guiding and your touch upon them and heal their body if it be thy will, Lord, because we want them to be as safe and happy and have a great holiday season as we come up celebrating our Thanksgiving season and, more importantly, the birth of your Son, Jesus Christ, at Christmas. Lord, thank you for all that you've brought to us. We pray for the leaders of our country. We pray for healing across this whole nation and across the whole world, Lord, for it be in your precious name that we pray, dear Lord. Amen.
Amen. Stand.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.